Hey, it's
I
David.
am now.
We're going to get started in just a minute. So if you would just hang out here, and if you wouldn't mind, type in the chat box that you can hear and see and all of that just fine. So let's make sure that we are connected here properly. So yeah, there we go. Good. I was looking, they have on GoToWebinar, they have a questions box and a chat box. And it always confuses me why you put in chat, you type in chat, but your answers show up in questions. It's weird. Maybe it's because I don't know how to use GoToWebinar that well. Is that right?
I think it's just different.
Okay, good. Well, we're just about a couple of minutes out here, and we're going to get started in just a minute. This is going to be fun. We've been having a lot of fun here on this end, and Jennifer's here with me. And so when we talk about this today, I think you're going to enjoy it too, because it is easy and simple and just fun. So that's what we're doing. Jenny, you about ready to go?
Yep.
Time we got 6
Here.
o'clock, 7 o'clock,
On the
right on
dot.
the nose. All right, let's make sure that we got the recording going. Can you tell that? Jen?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, it is. It's right there. It's under the dashboard. Got it. Okay, good. We're ready to go. And it is recording. All right. So, hi, my name is David Perdue. This is a special presentation that we're doing from the MyNAMS.com organization. NAMS is Novice to Advanced Marketing System. And we're going to do a presentation today on how to build massive Facebook lists fast using other people's content automatically. Now, this has been a lot of fun for us, as I was saying before we started, because we have been really playing with this and having a really good time, and also learning a lot, as well as proving out some testing and very special functions that show how to use Facebook to build massive lists. Now, this has been something that has really surprised me. And Jen, I know you and I have talked about it and how much fun we've had with it, getting the content and putting it up. But mostly it's been an exciting experience about how to build massive audiences really fast using this tool, right? So
Yeah,
yes.
this is like all I want to do right now is just play on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about that. And then once you get started going down this path, it can be so much fun that you end up going down a little rabbit hole. So let's go ahead and get started. And we will try to hold this to an hour or as close to as possible. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about who I am and why I like to do this. So you see right there, I'm big into what I call freedom and flexibility. That means building passive income in this product, this process of building Facebook pages that drive audiences fit right into that. I like to fish, and I've got a little lake behind my house where I like to fish, and I like to, there's my house, which is a log cabin in the woods. It's not nearly as roughing it as you think. There I am in my canoe. And we like to go to football games. Football season is upon us, and we spend about 4 or 5 months a year following my wife's favorite football team. She's a football fanatic. And we travel a lot, and we go to championship games or bowl games or just away games sometimes, and just have a ton of fun doing all of that together. The reason for the freedom and flexibility, why that's so important to me, is because it gives me the opportunity to actually spend time doing what I like to do with my wife. That is my biggest goal of my life, is really spending more time with my wife and my family and my kids. And we just came back from a week at the lake where we had a great time with kids playing around. These are 3 of my grandkids, but they didn't come to the lake. They live in Alaska, so I get to see them infrequently, but we have a ton of fun when we do, and I love to do that. And then, of course, spending time with my elderly parents, helping them when they need help. My dad has had some issues for the last couple of years, so I like to be able to go down there as much as possible and help them. And partying with our friends. So we get to go out on boats and just hang out with our friends on lakes. And that's the big reason why we do this. So why can I talk about this one thing today, which is building massive lists on Facebook fast? We've been doing this a long time, and as you may or may not know, with NAMS, what we do is really focus on training, team training and tools. That's our continuous focus. And we've been doing this for a long time, since 2005. We focus on niche and affiliate marketing. We have focused on niche and affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is something we do a lot of. We're really good at it. I'd say it's about half of our revenue. Wouldn't you say it's about right, Jen? About half of
Yeah,
our revenue?
depending on what's going on, anywhere from 50 to 60% in any given month.
Yeah, and niche marketing is something that I absolutely love. And we've gotten away from that, and we decided to get back into it with this new tool that we are looking at, because it's basically passion niche marketing, which I'm all about. I love to do that. And we're going to talk about the processes of building out niche markets a little bit today as well as we go through this. It's kind of the natural result of what we do with these Facebook audiences. And we've done a lot of live and virtual events. Now, live and virtual events are a lot of fun. We've done 14 workshops, about 150 virtual events. And we've had thousands of students, and we have the MyNAMS Insiders Club, which is our training hub, where we focus on teaching and giving people the tools that they need to be able to build their businesses online. So what we're covering today is how to find hot, profitable niches, how to uncover the gold on your sites, on sites you visit every day, how to build a list without any expense or infrastructure, how to use other people's content to create a following, and how to use a very special tool to schedule your content for weeks at a time. So this thing with building a list without using other people's content and without any expense and infrastructure, this is really interesting. If you're brand new to building a business online, you're going to love this. And if you're an experienced person in building a business online, you're going to love this as well, because it's ways to test your market really fast. Whatever market you want to jump into, it's a way to test your market really fast. We're going to get into that a lot. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking about that. And if you're brand new, you don't have to have infrastructure. You don't have to have anything particularly to get started and test the market, except a Facebook page. And we're going to talk about that as well. So why are we doing this? Well, a few weeks ago, we promoted a product called PostBlazer. And yes, you're going to see PostBlazer at the end of this. And throughout this presentation is PostBlazer and how we're using it to build these audiences. And we use what we promote. That's one of the things that I insist on, is if we're going to promote something, we got to be able to stand behind it and use it and show people why we like it and why we recommend it. And that is really that's really important for not only our integrity and credibility, but also to keep ahead of everything in the online world, because it changes so fast. Everything changes so fast, so it keeps us straight up. When we find a tool that actually does what it says, we follow up, and we're following up today to show you even more on how to use it, a little bit of training on this. And we build long-term relationships, and you're going to see at the end of this how we built a good relationship with Fletcher Prescott, who is the PostBlazer originator, and what that has done for us. And we're going to encourage you to do the same thing. We teach strategies and methods, and each of the elements of our login logo here, you can see, represents team, tools, and training. So today we're going to be talking about team, tools, and training. So it's very appropriate for this whole thing, because when you're building Facebook audiences organically, which is what we're talking about mostly, you're going to do that with partnerships. So Jennifer and I are going to jump into this. Jen is here. She's the Director of Operations and Sales at NAMS. And Jen, she came to this game a little bit late, because I'd already started and was building out our Facebook page just as a test. And truthfully, I didn't want to get her involved in it to take her away from what we were doing with a page. But once she got in, well, I'll let Jennifer tell you what her experience was once she got in.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to show you some actually exactly what's happened since we started building out our newest niche. But once I got in, within 15 or 20 minutes, I called my dad and said, I have to turn off my phone, because I thought that I thought that something had happened because I was getting so many notifications from Facebook that I actually thought that something really bad was going on in the world and that people were like trying to check on me or something like that, because I was shocked at the amount of engagement and just commenting and liking and sharing that we were having with our new in our new niche.
So you called me and you were actually kind of giddy because you were just having so much fun with this, and you called me and just basically said, I don't want to do anything else. This is just so much fun. I want to do this, and it is, and we're going to talk about that a lot today too. So this is experience. It's not theory, and we try to focus on experience and how it works for us. Now, if you are not interested in building niches, a lot of people say we're going to focus on the dog niche today. And a lot of people say, why would I want to do the dog niche? That's not my business. That's okay. It'll work for you in any niche that you want to build. Now, some niches grow slower than other niches. And what we want to do is help you find portions of your niche that can be incredibly viral, or something that's tangential to your niche that can be incredibly viral. And that's what these Facebook pages are all about, is building an audience through viral entertainment. If you think about Facebook, the purpose of Facebook is entertainment. Believe it or not, it's not so much about education. It's not so much about communication. It's not so much about selling your products. It's about entertaining people in different ways. That's what a lot of the kind of the nonsense posts on Facebook are all about. So first, I'm going to tell you the secret to every successful online marketer. The first thing you have to do is go where the money is, and then you adapt or adopt this kind of this incongruent saying here, which is ready, fire, aim. Because if you ready, aim, fire, you're going to miss out on the opportunities. So ready, fire, aim. We'll talk about what that is. And then the next one is fail fast. You want to make sure that you're failing as fast as you can so that you can win as often as possible too. And the last one here is leverage everything. Use all of your content, use it over and over again, and use other people's content. That's leverage. So that translates into find a hungry niche, test quickly, act on results immediately, and get other people to do the work for you. Now, I said in the beginning, freedom and flexibility is my deal. I like to be able to leverage. I like passive income. I like all of that. So I don't want to work very hard. And I want to do things as easily as possible. And I want to have as many income streams in as possible. So that's what we're doing here, trying to figure out how to do that with these Facebook pages. And this is our ultimate goal. In the end, we're building an asset to make more money and to do less work. You can see here, this is our new website, which is called Conversations with Dogs. And it's specifically a fun dog niche that we can monetize and sell products to for our Facebook engagement. Now, you don't even have to have a website to do this, though. And I'm going to show you kind of where we're headed with all of this. But you can take any little part of it that you want and move forward with it. And I'm going to give you this right now. This is kind of a little bonus right now. You want your Facebook audience to get bigger, to have more traffic, to build a bigger audience, because an audience on Facebook is actually a list. I'm going to show you a couple of things, and Jennifer's going to talk about it a little bit too, about how almost everything that you do on Facebook can create a list for you if you know what you're doing. And some of the lists are bigger than others, and some of them you have to advertise to access, and some of them are right there on your page for you that you can communicate with. So we're going to look at all of those. So if you want to get a blank template, this is called a hub and spoke system. Now, not many people talk about this anymore, but I guarantee you it's kind of behind every successful website online. They have a money site. That is where they're driving everybody to. And then you've got the spoke sites. And the spoke sites are opt-ins and different avenues into the money site. And then the wheel out here is your social media, your blog post, all of those things that drive people into your system. And we're going to talk more about this as I say back here in step 3. Now, you can pick this up at nams.ws/hub spoke. nams.ws/hub spoke. And Jen, if you put that in the question
Already
box or the
did.
chat box there, that'd be great. Thank you.
I did it. Send it to everybody.
Okay, so let's jump into this. Step one of this is finding the market. So that's what makes this so exciting. A lot of people, um, you do things, there's this thing called curse of knowledge. I talk about this pretty often. Curse of knowledge is when we know something and we devalue it because we know it, we think everybody else should know it. I'll give you an example of this. Actually, I won't right now. I'll give you an example in a few minutes because we're going to talk specifically about this issue. But what I want you to do right now is think about the things that you love. Now, if you are open to doing any new niches, or even open to looking at your current niche in a different way, think about something that you love, something you have a passion for, and something that you do every day that a lot of other people do. What is that? You know, there are many, many things that you do every day that other people do as well that have huge markets. So do you go to the gym? How many people are interested in fitness or diet like you? A ton. There's a ton interested in fitness and diet. That's why there's so many niches and so many products, so many websites about fitness and diet. Do you love to cook? How many people want special recipes? Jennifer, you're a really good cook and you love to cook and you try out recipes all the time. And you probably have your favorite websites that you go to or favorite Facebook groups that you look at or pages, right?
Right.
Do you love animals? How many people have a dog or a cat? Now, I'm a dog lover. Jennifer's a dog lover. This is something we can share. I'm a cat lover too. My wife and I have 2 dogs and a cat. Jen, how many dogs do you have right now?
I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Yeah, okay. You've had up to 4, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we're a long line of dog lovers. So we love dogs. So we decided to try, and I've been thinking about this actually for many years, and I decided to try it with this one, to try doing something in the dog niche. But there's a problem with that, right? Or there seems to be an apparent problem with that. There's a ton of dog sites, ton of dog communities, a lot of competition. Who needs another dog site, right? So this is when I do a search on Facebook for dog, just the word dog. These are all the communities, or a lot of communities. There's many pages of this. These are a lot of the communities that come up that just have a focus on dog. And that's not even dogs, but dog. So, you know, that seems pretty daunting. Why would I jump into that niche? Well, if I look at this a little closer, here is dog. That's the name of this community, dog. 241,000 likes on that. Photos, videos, and articles. I love dogs, 702,000. Dog spirit, 429,000. Dog lovers, 4.2 million. I love my dog, 5.5 million. Dog World, 713,000. Dog Tube, 1.5 million. And Dog Paw Tree, 307,000. So that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 communities in this list over here of dog communities. This is a huge market. This is a huge niche. It's just so many people are interested in this specific thing, and they're pretty passionate about it. That many people signing up for a dog thing, they're pretty passionate. So I'm looking for a hungry market of passionate people who are going to spend some money. Now that's the key. Are they going to spend some money? So then when you do a little search, you see a niche that you want, you do a little search on the Google, and you find out that it turns out that Americans spent a whopping $69.5 billion on their pets in 2017. That's about 4.1%, up about 4.1% from 66.75 billion that was spent on pets in 2016. So that market is growing faster than the GDP was until this week. This is an annual comprehensive spending report that covers pet spending categories as follows: food, supplies, and over-the-counter medications, veterinary care, live animal purchases, and other services. And this is from the American Pet Products Association 2018. So is there a big enough market to go around on this? I'm just going to go backwards for a second here. If you click into these audiences or into these communities, Many of them have a ton of likes, but they have almost no engagement. Now that's really important. What kind of engagement are they getting on the stuff that they produce? And I noticed that a lot of these are sad dog stories about dogs that have been pinned up, or dogs that have been abused, or dogs that have been mistreated, or those kind of things, and they have very, very little engagement on those. Dogs that are funny or cute or whatever get a ton more engagement. So I think I can do it better than these other ones can do it. And I think I can get a chunk of this money and have fun doing it. So that's why I'm looking at this market, right? So is it fun? I'm a dog lover, so I could do this all day long. And it's fun for me, like I said, and I want to make more money by having fun. So, but I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. And so, Jen, you and I have looked at this and really determined that we can put some effort into this, not a lot of effort, and sell other people's products without ever developing our own, and end up making quite a bit of money after a little time.
Yeah, and I think your plan as we go through this presentation is we're actually going to give a little bit of numbers as we've been
Yep.
as we've been building this, um, just to try to prove this out before we go any further down any road, building any infrastructure, um, or anything like that. And so we've got some numbers
That's right.
we're going to share.
The key is that we found a market. So that is for sure that we found a market. Now that's the testing piece. Now we haven't done anything. We haven't posted a piece of content. We haven't done anything yet. That's step one, finding the market. And we have found that market. Now what do we do next? If we found a market, we know it's a winner. We know there's a lot of money being spent in it. What do we do next? So the first thing is you look at those other communities and you see, are they traffic partners? Are they people that you can work with to do any kind of sharing? You start identifying those other communities that you can get involved in. And you find out who owns that community, so you can reach out to them. You like their pages. You start digging around, and you're looking for people that you can serve, and then become a partner with them to actually provide them with content, or help them out, or become an admin or a moderator, and then end up getting those folks to promote or share some of your content on your page, so that you get the juice from their shares. And that's the deal. You're looking for trade shares all the time. That's what this is about, trade shares. It's really important to focus on that for yourself, so that you get as much organic traffic as possible. And then, of course, the automate engaging content. That's what you want to do on your page once you get started. On your Facebook page, you want to automate engaging content, so that you don't scramble all the time looking for content, and you don't let your page languish. The people that come there want to come there frequently. So you're building a loyal list by doing that. You're building a loyal list on your Facebook page. And some people say, well, that's on somebody else's platform. It's not really a list. We're going to talk about that. I think you can have people cookied on anybody that likes your page is there for good. But for anybody who comes just to view some of your content, maybe likes a post or views a video, they're there for, is it 180 days, Jen?
Yep, 180 days.
Yeah, and so you can actually reach out to those people within 180 days. All right, so if we know that that's the next plan, what is step two? Step two is test the market. So this is where it gets fun. So what are we testing for immediately when we test the market? We're not testing for sales. We're not worried about sales up front. If you worry about sales up front, you're going to fail, because what you got to do is build the audience, and you want to build an engaged audience, and you want to build a big audience. You want your audience to get bigger and bigger and bigger over time. So it's got to get to the point where it is actually self-perpetuating. That's the initiative thing where they perpetual motion thing. I mean, is where it starts picking up steam and it goes on its own because people are sharing it all the time. And that's what we've encountered, and one of the things that we love about this. And it didn't take a lot to get there. So we're getting, organically, we're getting 400 to 500 likes a week easily. If we do some focused pushing, we're getting up to a couple of thousand. And and we've only been doing this on this page for 5 weeks. So we're going to show you some really exciting numbers here. The other thing you want to test for is this audience responsive? Are you building an audience that stays engaged and clicks, and that they actually respond to some of the stuff that you're putting out there? And then which content drives the most response? You want to test for that too. So you want to do more of what works, and that means knowing what content works. The way to do that is to test with your automated poster, your post blazer, so that you can put out different kinds of content and see what's happening with that content. How much engagement can we get by leveraging other people's content versus original content that we create? That was something I wanted to test. Now, I'm hard-headed. I always like to create original content, even though it's not necessary to do that. And I wanted to see if my original content would perform better than other people's content. And the answer was no, it doesn't. In fact, it performed a little bit worse. So it was one type of content that I created, and I'm going to show you the results of that too. So what we did was we created a page. It's a Facebook page under the NAMS account, and it's called Conversations with Dogs. And the tagline is just because we love these guys. That's all it is. It's a passion product. So what we've done is we're going where the people are. The people are in Facebook. And Facebook is so segmented, so targeted, and is grouped by content niches. You can just about find something on everything you're looking for in Facebook. So we're finding content and scheduling it automatically using PostBlazer. I tested it thoroughly, then we promoted it, then I was building the page out. I reported a couple of bugs to them as I was building the page out, and they fixed it immediately. And now we've scheduled, I think we've had over 105 pieces of content scheduled through PostBlazer just to this niche. And I've got about 70 still that are out there being scheduled now. So we're using that tool to do this. So using PostBlazer, I've scheduled 4 posts a day and scheduling 10 days at a time, or at least 40 posts. And you can do up to 100, I think, in PostBlazer. You can see this is an image of the queue inside of PostBlazer, where I've got memes and other things in there. And content comes from Imgur, imgur.com, Pixabay, and Jiffy, or other sites. If you've got your own content, you can schedule with your own site. So one of the things that we're doing on the MyNAMS page is we're actually building out graphics and infographics and face blog posts and Facebook posts and those kind of things that we can start scheduling for our own content on the MyNAMS page. And we'll be running it through, scheduling it through PostBlazer as well to improve the engagement on that page in our business niche. So that's what it looks like on the queue. Here's what it looks like when you have it in the queue close up. You could see it. You can see this is on Monday, 4:30 p.m., 8:30. So I've got it scheduled every 4 hours. And here it is, 12:30 a.m. So every 4 hours we get something new published out there. And I'm going to show you this tool in a second as we go through it. So like I said earlier, find what works and do more of that. Now we're getting into the case study part of this. So this is when you have a business page and Jen, you have to convert your page to a business page versus a fan page to be able to get all this at the top, right?
Correct. Yep. You've got to have a business page.
You got to have a business page. So when you have a business page, you're going to get your page tab, inbox, notifications, insights, publishing tools, ad center. Now the insights show you all of the stats basically on your page, and it's a great place to look as well for the kind of things that people are searching for, and also the kind of sites that are related to yours. Notifications and inbox show you people who've messaged you or commented, or people who've liked your page, those kind of things. Publishing tools is really, really valuable because you can see what's working and what's not. So for example, on this screen, More Funny Dogs with Funny Things to Say is a gallery. Notice it has 409,000 reach. It has 63,000 likes. We have 2 posts that have been shared by someone who has huge reach. and this was one of them. So you can see what the implications are when that happens. This is a post that I shared that Matt Basak had found a dog and was looking for somebody in that area. It had very little engagement. Had 91 clicks and actions, and only 194 people looked at it. So that's pretty good engagement for what it was. But that is not indicative of the kind of things that we had. So let's see. This is one that Jen posted that was just a funny picture of a dog, and she just did hashtag truth. And it got these are organic. It got 9,500 reach, 912 clicks and actions. That's really good. These two are redone, what do you call it, Facebook covers. So I didn't have anything on those. And so we're getting good organic on this. Then we started looking at the individual content types. This is the original content that I created. You can see it's got our little Conversations with Dogs logo done here. And it is just a meme that I created on my phone. So while I was sitting watching TV on a Sunday afternoon, on the phone, I was using, what did I say that was? Word Swag, I think it was, to create these little memes for my page. And this one got a 2,908 people reach. It's 131 likes, 5 comments, 18 shares, and all that information is over here as well. That's not bad for organic content, for a single post organic reach. It did okay, but what was pretty exciting was looking at these galleries. This is the one I told you that we got a share on, and it's just more funny dogs with funny things to say, and it's a gallery of 15 images, or 16 or 17 images, and we got 4,022 reactions, 409,000 people reached just with this one share. And I mean, and then the shares on that were 1.2 thousand, 1,263 shares is what we got, and 97 comments. And, you know, I was going to show you the comments on these because the comments are really the key. Jennifer pointed this out to me when I missed it the first time going around. Jen, tell people what kind of comments we had going on all of these posts, which makes it so engaging.
Well, one of the things that I think is why this has become so popular is that people are tagging their friends. And, you know, that's true engagement right there. And so, you know, somebody tags their friend, and then their friend goes in and looks at why their friend tagged them. And then they go in and they share it or tag other friends.
Yep.
And, you know, one of the reasons, and I want everybody to think about this for a minute from a business perspective and from an engagement perspective. You know, Facebook and social media being what it is today is meant to be engaging. It can be nasty and it can be not very fun to be on. And so I think by being funny and showing that your business has a sense of humor or has some compassion, I think is really kind of important in doing this. And I think once we get a little further in, I'm going to tell you about a friend of mine who is kind of working in this as well. But I think that that's why this has done so well for us, is because all we're doing here is just pulling things that make people feel good.
Yeah, and that's the point of it. It really is just to have fun with this. I mean, everything gets so serious, and we just want to have fun with this, and people respond to that. When Facebook did their advertising, started doing some advertising on TV to repair their image, one of the things that they did was just go back to basics, which was it's just about posting things that make people close, to have fun. And I think that that's what we've captured that as well, and that's what we're after, is to try to bring people together, just to have a quick laugh or a little heart tug or whatever it is. Now, this is static image content, not videos in here particularly. We did focus on doing a video compilation to test that. So now, so far we've tested a original content meme, a gallery of static images that are memes. We've tested images, some of these static memes by themselves that I got from other places. And one of the other things that we tested was a video. Now this was a video of funny dogs in water. And basically it was just that, just funny dogs in water. And I've watched this thing probably a dozen times myself because I just think it's hilarious. I love this thing. It's just very funny to watch. I laugh every time I do it. So we put this video up and we got it from YouTube. Now all of this content except that which I created has been content that I pulled from meme sites or YouTube or straight out of Facebook. And the memes are to be shared. So it is not, you're using content that was meant to be shared. And that's really good. Now this video, so far, we have, we had 100 shares on this the first day and 300 comments. And then we decided to run an ad. And we wanted to see what an ad would do on something like this. And Jen, I think we had some interesting results. I'm not sure that we got the results that we thought we were going to get, because I think we thought we might get a lot more page likes than we did. But we got a lot of audience is what we got.
Yeah, yep. And so, and I should have had this pulled up. So hold on one second and I will tell you.
I'm going to show you something next that might help.
Oh, okay. So may have it on there.
Yeah, yeah. So this was less than a penny per view for us. We spent $38.24 in 4 days. And notice these numbers. We have post engagement of 12,570. We had unique views of 187,000. We had 497,000 people reached. And I think this ad only went to women, but it was shared quite a bit as well. So it could have been shared with men as well. And it was in the 25 to 34 range was our top audience, which tells us a lot about this audience as well. So on the next screen, though, you see what we have: audience retention. Now, if I was going to look for people who really wanted to be, that we really wanted to target on this, and this is where Jennifer's expertise as a Facebook advertiser comes in, I would think that we'd really want to start targeting people about this minute 48. Anybody who watched past that, because that gets pretty flat in there. And those people stayed pretty much till the end. People who, from in the beginning who dropped off fast, we don't necessarily want those people. We want people who were engaged by this funny video, right? What do you think?
So yeah, I was pulling up my my actual ad stats, because what you had said a few minutes ago was so interesting about the actual engagement and what happened with this ad. So initially what I wanted to do was I wanted to run just what I call kind of a brand awareness ad, so that we could just get something funny in front of people. And my goal when I created this was to get more page likes. And that was ultimately our goal, because we want to build our audience and our total number of page likes. We want to build those to be higher. And so what is so interesting, though, was we really didn't get very many page likes at all. But what we did get was we got 10,101 post engagements. And that is the act of commenting. That's the act of liking the actual post itself or sharing. And so what we were able to do is then go back to all of those people who engaged in this post or in this content in any way, shape, or form. And we were still able to go back and ask them to like our page. Mm-hmm. So that was, ultimately page likes was what our ultimate goal was. And we got them, and we've gotten them in a little bit of a roundabout way, not the way I expected initially to get them. But as of right this moment, we have spent $40.01. And Facebook has something new. I'm not sure if all of you will see this or not. We actually do have we're a bigger user, a bigger business user account. And so we actually get some things rolled out to us sometimes earlier. If you don't have it yet, I would say, are going to have it. Facebook's got a new little reporting tool called an estimated ad recall lift rate. And that means that they go through and they look at how many times people are like coming back and engaging in your site over and over and again. And they're running some surveys, Facebook's running some surveys saying, what is the rate that if they asked people if they remembered who you were based on the content that they saw, would they actually remember you? And so I've been watching our ad lift rate since we started this. We started out hovering about the 6% rate, and this little boosted post here has been running for
4 days.
4 days. Yeah.
Yep.
And our ad lift rate has risen, excuse me, to 16%. So, for us, spending this $40.01 was 100% about increased engagement and really getting our brand, the brand Conversations with Dogs, out there. And the brand at this point in time being that all we're trying to do is create really, really engaging, fun content that has the potential to go viral.
So the thing I want you to take away from this is that we have 3-second video views, 192,593, 10-second video views, 126,900. So we have 126,900 people who watch this video for 10 seconds. Now, if we had, and Jen, let's talk about audiences for a second, because these are actual audiences we could actually advertise to if we wanted to, right?
Correct.
So if we know that we're getting this, we're probably whittling down to maybe 20,000, maybe 30,000 people who watched, let's say that they watched past that minute 48 mark. Now those people would be really hot, a hot list for us. They would be people who jumped in, who would want to jump in and make sure that they like our page. So it might be worth actually doing a little retargeting to those people and get them to just a retargeting like ad to get them over there to like that page. So that may be something we test and we look at. Now, the next thing I want to show you, though, is the results that we've had over 5 weeks with this. So we did one deal with one share partner here. And here's what happened. We were building organically, building flat, but slowly. We still hit 1,000 people faster than I could believe. In like 14 days, we hit 1,000 people liking this page, which was really fast. And then we hit, with the share partner, look at the steep climb. It goes almost straight up and levels off, and then we start building more and more, and we get another share over here, and it starts building more and more over here. And after that this was this morning, so 5,426 page likes on this in 5 weeks. That's pretty good. Now this is all, by the way, this one share starts carrying through, and people continue to click and tag their friends. And so the viral effect on that really takes off. So what does that tell you? You want share partners. You want to find share partners. So how are you going to get share partners? And here's the technique that I'm using. I take Pixabay pictures. This is a Pixabay picture, free content. You can download it and use it just about any way you want. And I downloaded about 100 of them, of dogs. And I went through with my little phone app and I created a meme for us that we could use with quotes that were already in the app. So I didn't even have to think of quotes. I just used the quotes that are in the app. And then the app lets you upload and add your watermark at the end. So I did that. Now I have a version that is blank like this, a version with this quote with no watermark, and a version that is finished with the watermark. I'll go back to the version that has no watermark, but has the quote, and I'll click I'll make 5 or 10 of those with a site's watermark or their at, like ours is at Conversations with Dog. There might be at Dog Lovers. And I might do it with that if they don't have a watermark that we can use, and send it to them and say, hey, I'd like to make you one a day for the next year if you will share one of my posts every month or every week. If you will share one of my posts every week, I'll make you a piece of content every day for the next year. Because I can do this, I can take the same 365 and create those. I've got 100 done already. It took me an afternoon to do that. So I'll go to those people and create share partners on this, and that's probably our next project for next week, is to create share partners content and go out and offer them a taste and then get them to sign up for sharing something every week. Now that is the currency of Facebook. That's the currency of Facebook is shares and clicks and page likes. And that's what we're trying to do, is deal in that to get as much as possible. So now that we've identified, we've tested, and you can spend all of your time right there, by the way. You do not have to do this third part that's coming up, because we're talking about in this third part of building a web page. If you want to just focus on building your Facebook pages and just staying in Facebook, you can do that. Our friend Fletcher Prescott, who is the originator of Postblazer, has over a 15 million person reach with 15 million page likes, and he's got a dozen Facebook pages, and is bringing in about 20 grand a month just by putting links out with products, two products on Amazon and to other stuff that he sells on as affiliate products through those Facebook pages and through his reach. People click on it and buy them. And he had some really interesting, he's got some really interesting samples of that in his training. So I'm not going to go into that, but it's really amazing how he doesn't even build sites. He just stays on Facebook. Jennifer and I focused on this and want to build a site. So that's the going for the win for us, is building an asset, which is building the site. So now that we have the tools in place, including Postblazer, which continues to post the content to our hungry audience, our job is to ramp it up for full bore. Our test is positive, and we want to move forward. So our costs have been minimal so far. We've invested for the Postblazer app. We purchased that, and we invested in 40 bucks so far in one ad that was just a test. We may never do an ad again, but that was one ad that was just a test. So that's the cost of our investment to get over 5,000 likes already on this page. So now it's time for strategic moves and much more content and traffic, because that's what this is all about, content and traffic. So if you focus on creating a bigger audience with more social media content, where do we send them? This is back to the hub and spoke. Now, Jennifer, I want you to talk about your friend a little bit who has the Fathercraft site. Is that what you wanted to talk about?
I did, and it really worked with this, because so probably about 6 weeks ago, a friend of mine called me, and they had a blog and the blog was doing really well, and they were doing product reviews on their blog, and they did a review on a product that is a $1,200 product, is what the product sells for. And all of a sudden they did a video, and so they did a video as part of their review, and all of a sudden they have been averaging since March about 60 sales per month. Their commission rate on that is about $120 out of the $1,200 sale, so the affiliate commission is 10%. And they called me because they said, we just want to do more with affiliate marketing, and we're not quite sure how to move forward. And so we, had a meeting and talked over some things. And then last week, he came back to me and he said, hey, I saw this thing on your Facebook page. What's going on with this? And this was on the Conversations with Dogs page. So I kind of walked him through it and showed him what we were doing and what we determined for his particular niche. So his niche is, his blog is a daddy blog. So their idea was, there's so many mommy blogs out there. How do we really reach the father market? And so they started doing their product reviews. Well, they created a really funny and informative product review for a product called the SNOO, SNOO. And the manufacturers at SNOO once they saw that they had 60 sales per month on average for the past, 5 months now, they started doing a little research on them. And the guys at SNOO, their marketing folks, came over to my friends at Fathercraft and said, hey, can we use your video that you used on your blog? And they said, sure, absolutely. Well, as soon as the folks at SNOO shared that video, it had almost 80,000 views within, I don't know what he told me, like 14 days. And The thing is that
But
the
the point
video,
is, it had the link coming back to their site, right?
exactly, that was the point I was trying to make here. And so the reason why that became important was the guys at SNU, they saw that this affiliate was doing a really, really nice job of promoting their product. So they didn't care that they were going to have to pay. They were going to share the content from the guys at Fathercraft, even though they're going to have to pay a 10% affiliate commission to those
Yeah.
guys. They don't care because they're bringing in that many additional sales for them. And so when he called me about doing something on Facebook, we actually sat down and said, okay, who are the target companies that you would want to go out and contact? And one of these was the folks that make the SNU. And as we were looking at their content on their page, everything is very, very serious. And we see that they've tried to create some funny things every once in a while. And when they do, they actually have a much higher engagement on their site than when they are doing really, really serious content. And so this is a way for you to, because I know everybody here is thinking, well, I'm a small site, I don't have the reach to be able to go and get one of these big partners. It doesn't take very much to get in, to get the eye of a big potential advertiser or a big potential partner. But it's about making really good content.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the key to this working for you. Is all it can take is one piece of really great content to jump your likes. I mean, within the first 4 hours of the share that we had from our big partner, we had 900 new page likes within 4
Yeah.
hours. And so
listen, I want to say something about what we did then following that up, and something that happened along the same lines. And that was that we tried, I mean, we're both very impatient. And so we hit almost 5,000 likes, and we put a new little affiliate tool out there that we wanted to just share with people. And it was a 40% commission on that from Share a Sale. And we put it out on our site with 5,000 likes. And because the engagement was so good, within an hour of us putting it out there, they sent us a note and said, we're bumping you up to 50% commission, because they noticed us because of all the people that were getting clicked and signing in. So this stuff really works. It's really important to be as creative and as out of the box sometimes as you can. But once you identify the money site, once you identify what your niche is, this idea of building a money site is where you're going to drive people to buy the stuff. Now that can be on Facebook. You can just do that. You can just keep it all on the page. But you have so much more control if you build a little fast website. Right, Jen?
Mhm.
So this outer ring is where you would put your social media stuff, and I'm going to show you an example here in just a second. Was there anything else on that you wanted to say?
No, we have a question about, let's see, about making the images for somebody else. Do you want to hold that till the end, or do you want to go
Yeah,
back and revisit?
we'll go
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our money site. We showed you this a little bit earlier. This is the conversations with dogs. Now, if I scroll down the page, which I can't do on the screen, but if I scrolled down this page, you would see a bunch of affiliate products down below. And that is where we're going to start doing more and more product reviews. Jennifer had a post of her own dog that she put out on our Facebook page with dog socks. Jen, would you describe people what that is quickly?
Yeah, so I had an elderly dog, and we bought some socks to help him on the hardwood floors. And when I bought them, I posted a picture of him in his socks. I had people asking me like crazy, where did I buy those? Could they have the link for them? And so I just repurposed that post, and I used it over on Conversations with Dogs. And I've actually done 2 or 3 posts now about my own dogs with affiliate products. And
Yep.
it's products that I use. One of them is the product we talked about on Share a Sale,
Yep.
that is for dogs that have a hard time with thunderstorms or anxiety. So that was a product I actually use. The socks were a product that I actually use. And so I just use my pictures of my own dogs and just tell a little story about it. And so,
Well,
yeah,
this is where we're going to post those right here on this blog. And Jennifer's kind of excited about doing the reviews because, you know, it's a way for her to get money out of the products that she already uses. So it's really a nice thing. Yeah. All right, so that's the hub. Everything drives here. This is the site where you're selling something and collecting email addresses. Now, we don't have this site yet set up for email addresses, but frankly, I'm not all that worried about it because at this moment, because we're collecting them over on Facebook. And you may not know that, but when you're collecting page likes, you can advertise to those people, you can drive them over here anytime by doing post. It's a really good way to start building your list through Facebook because you're building audiences. And the spokes are the magnets. Now are the lead magnets, and those can be free or paid. The purpose of a lead magnet is to capture the audience that Postblazer and Facebook are helping you build. And you can see here these two examples. These are completed hub and spoke systems. This is conversations with pets, where conversations with dogs might be just one of those. And we might have this is kind of a future thing, where we could have a bigger site that is just basically a pet site with all of these different things in here that lead to the pets. And if we did that, we would have conversation with dogs, would have its own Facebook page. Conversation with cats would have its own Facebook page. And they'd each have their own circle of their own wheel of incoming traffic. And this is how you drive traffic through all of this. Now, you would think, oh, that's a lot of content to create, right? Because you've got all of these different social media things. It's not really, because what you're really doing is creating one piece of content and sharing it on all of these social media outlets. And that's kind of the key. Now, here's MyNAMS. We focus on segmentation at MyNAMS. We focus on list building, affiliate marketing, creating your first digital product, email marketing, profit planners, webinars. All of those are products that we have. Those are all paid products, and they all have a lead magnet that sits on top of them. So all of this traffic can drive into those, and that's what a hub and spoke system does. And so once you do one of those, you know how to do them. You can just start building more and more niches that are related, if you want, around your main niche, or into different niches so that you can create as much diverse income streams as possible.
So before you move on, though, I want to talk about 1 second for just a moment, because you're right, this does look like a lot of work. And I can tell every one of you that when you originally came to me about the Conversations with Dogs site and that you wanted to build the website, I went down a complete rabbit hole of, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to maintain another autoresponder. I don't want to have to maintain another website. I don't want to have to do all this, do all this, do all this. And depending on what niche you're in, the amount of work that you may or may want, may or may not want to put into this is really kind of up to you. And for this particular moment, I don't see me having any kind of lead magnet or autoresponder hooked up to our Conversations with Dogs page until we're making substantial sales off of the website itself, right, or the Facebook page, because I'm not willing to put much more time and effort into it until, for example, my number, and yeah, you and I haven't even talked about this, Dad. I want, if that site were bringing us the Conversations with Dogs Facebook page and website without an autoresponder with it, was bringing us $5,000 in affiliate sales per month, then that means to me that it's worth adding that next level. So yeah, I wanted to say that because I want you to see kind of where our benchmarks are to even consider starting to add the additional infrastructure in place for the business.
Because then that becomes true passive income. That's really what we're after here, is true passive income with different streams of income. So I like that a lot. And that's exactly where we're headed with this whole thing, is we will only build these out. And what Jennifer's talking about is continuing to test. And that's what we're doing, is continuing to test. So we continue to do these reviews that Jennifer's talking about on the website and communicate through our social media, including, which starts with Facebook, right? All right. So what have we built and why? This is a market testing machine. We just talked about that a little bit. So we need to remember the goal, which is find hungry, engaged markets, build audiences fast. And our results were nearly 5,000 people, 5,500 people on Facebook in just 5 weeks. And Postblazer made this possible because we didn't have to do a ton of work. And I'm going to show you in a minute how this works. And it's really incredibly cool the way it works. So, but here's another thing I wanted before we move on here too far. I want to talk about what benefits come with winning. So this was the contest that they had for their promotion. I came in first place on the contest. Jennifer and I came in first place with this, and what I did was I went back to Fletcher and said, okay, we've fallen in love with your tool. Now I want to do really something very special for our people. And he was back and forth a little bit about what it was because I pushed him on it pretty hard. And I'm going to show you what that is in just a second here. But first I'm going to tell you about Fletcher a little bit. This is Fletcher Prescott and his family. You can see he's a young guy. He's got 2 young kids, a beautiful wife, and they are down in Australia. And the Postblazer is just a small piece of their business. This Postblazer app is just a small piece of their business. And I said before, his audience reach is 15 million active and engaged users on Facebook. And you think, well, you know, the guy's got some kind of special sauce. He's got to have a way to do this, a way to that's kind of tricky. How's he been able to generate 15 million active and engaged users? Listen, 3 years ago, he was working a 9-to-5 job, and I believe he was a financial analyst, if I remember correctly. And he was commuting an hour each way to work. So he wanted to have a life that was a little more freedom and a little more flexibility, actually. And so he wanted to spend more time with his kids and more time with his wife. And so he's built this 15 million active and engaged users over the last 3 years from scratch without knowing how to do anything, just really kind of messing around. And he hasn't spent a nickel on advertising. It is all organic. So he lives in Australia, like I said, with his family. He built this empire and developed Postblazer then to help him continue to maintain these Facebook pages in an automated way. So he and his wife, Irene, pictured there, pull in more than 20K per month with nothing but active Facebook pages. They don't have any websites. Fletcher and I were talking, he said, yeah, you know, I've been thinking maybe I need to do a lot more. And I said, don't. You know, you got $20,000 a month coming in now. Don't do anything else. Don't make it hard. Enjoy your time. Enjoy, you know, because the guy is only doing this for 1 hour a day. He and his wife do this for an hour a day, and they're getting this kind of coin in. So I basically said, just continue to do what you do, and don't worry about building out websites and getting into internet marketing and becoming an affiliate marketer and all that kind of stuff. Just do what you're doing. It's working really well.
Yeah, and do what you're doing, and teach us everything you know.
That's exactly right.
Right?
That's exactly right. We all need to know exactly what he's doing, and that's where this is going. So I begged Fletcher to get us a very sweet deal and include everything he had for a one-time payment. Now, if you went through if you saw the promotion we did a month ago or a month and a half ago, it is a multiple piece funnel. There was like 4 or 5 pieces in the funnel. It was a recurring payment, and on the software, there's training. The training is really good. And there's also training on a lot of different things. So if I told him I wanted everything in a one-time payment, he wasn't excited about this, but he agreed to this. We're going to get the Postblazer video training. It's a simple, easy to follow training. We take you by the hand and walk you through the getting started. You'll discover what you need to know to dive in and be making money as soon as this week with Postblazer. And it's part-time, with no expensive ads or traffic buys, no products, no websites, no email lists, and no tech skills. Now the training is maybe 8 hours total, but it's about, I don't think it's that long. I think it's actually 5.5 hours. I think it's in about 16 or 17 modules. So each one is bite-sized that you can take one at a time. And he goes through the training of how to find a niche on Facebook, how to find, how to use Facebook search to build out those partner shares, to build out to actually compare your niche to other people's. How to find content. He shows you where to go get content, how to load it, and how to use the software to make sure that you're doing that fast. And then he's got a bonus training, which is for setup, on how to set up your Facebook pages the right way. And there are right ways and there are wrong ways. And he goes through the entire process to make sure that you get it set up so that you get the most juice out of that Facebook page. And you know, I have, what, Jen, maybe we got 10 Facebook pages.
Right.
And I thought I had them all set up properly, and I've gone through and redone them all based on that training. So,
well, you went through all this training yourself.
I did.
And I actually, it was really kind of funny because he was over here on the side and I'd be like, what are you doing? What are you working on today? And he was like, mind your own business, just carry on. I'm working on a project over here. I'll show it to you when I'm ready. And next thing you know, he shows me a Facebook page that's got 5,000 likes on it and is like, okay, now I'm ready for you. So yeah, you've been really, really focused on this part of the business for the past 4 weeks or so.
Well, it's just fun. That's all. It's just fun. And you know, I like to start the day with a laugh. And so my conversations with Dogs page gives me a laugh all the time. So there. So anyway, this bonus setup training comes with it. And then of course, it's the unlimited lifetime use of the PostBlazer app. Instead of the monthly or annual fee with limited access and limited accounts, which by the way, I didn't know this until I got into it. I was using it and I bumped up against you've hit your limit for the number of posts you can do this month. And I didn't realize that PostBlazer, when you bought it at JV Zoo, had a cap on it, depending on the type of account that you got. And so I wanted to make sure that this is the unlimited use account for you. So you get complete access to PostBlazer with this. Lifetime unlimited. This is a monster time saver, and you'll be able to use content to your Facebook pages for life. You can schedule up to 100 posts per page on autopilot. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now, if you don't mind. So Jen, I'm going to open up my, I'm going to stop this sharing and open up my screen and get into the Chrome and show people what it looks like. So just give me 1 second here and let me get this spread out. And the question about the images, while we are doing this, I'll go ahead and answer that question about the images. So what I was saying on the images was that what you're doing basically is just creating customized content for people easily. So once you create your content, you just leave it in a state so that you can create customized content for other people by adding one little element, such as a that at doglovers.com, or which would be a little signature at the bottom of the image, or their watermark, which would be their logo attached to the bottom of the image. And what that does is that actually allows you to give them some customized content for them. It's their content. You're giving that to them. It gives you some bargaining power. What you're doing is you're exchanging your efforts for their shares. Does that make sense, Jen?
Yeah, it does. And yes, it does. And I want to answer this other question too, because it kind of came in at the same time.
Okay.
And CF asked, can you post to groups? And you cannot. This is straight for Facebook, posting to Facebook pages that you own. And the reason why this is really, really important is I don't know how many times I have bought or started using a piece of software that quickly became out of terms of service with Facebook.
Yeah, so hold on a second. Before you go on, this has now changed. You can post to your groups from this page as well. So you just set up your groups with PostBlazer.
But you can't post to other people's, you can't post to anything.
Post to other people's groups or other people's pages.
Yes, this is all about stuff that you own. So I'm glad he's added groups, but this is still about only posting to properties that you own so that you are maintaining terms of service with Facebook.
Yep. So let me just show you quickly here. The really cool part of this is, first, you can go to find content. This is Postblazer, by the way, the app. So now you can search for Pixabay, Imgur, or Jiffy. Now, if you were going to you wanted to create a something that you added text to or whatever, you have a photo editor up here that you can actually get a Pixabay picture and then add text to it on the photo editor. I don't do that. I like to do my stuff in Canva or in Photoshop. I use Photoshop a lot. I'm really fast with it and pretty good with it. So I use Photoshop a lot to do that kind of stuff.
I use Canva.
Yep, you use Canva. And whatever your favorite tool is, you can use. But if you don't have a tool, you can use this one right here. But the really cool part is, let's look right here at gardening. Instead of dogs, we're going to look at gardening, and we're going to go to Imgur. And I'm going to do a search. Here is a bunch of images that you can use for your own site. So you'll notice when I hover over it, I would just click select, select, select. And if I did that, then I would have a bunch of things that are selected, and then at the bottom it would show load. So if I click one, you see it says schedule selected. And now I can click load more, and it will show me more images. So if I wanted to do something on canning, for example, I would click that. If I wanted to use just memes that had text on them, I could click that one. And now I've got 3 clicked, and when I did schedule selected, here it comes on the page like this, and I would just type in what I want to go on this post. So there's 3 posts. Then I would add to queue, and if I had my scheduling already set up, it would just load those to Facebook whenever I wanted it to be loaded. Now I have here this one, so I'm on conversation with dogs, so I'm going to delete these and show you what I've got with conversations with dogs. Okay, once it's scheduled, you can come over to post queue. I click this, and this shows me all of the things that I have ready to go up. And these are the posts that are ready to go. So as I scroll down, oh, I'm paused here. So let me just go over to the profile and let's see, where's my, I think I have to go up to my profiles. Where's that? Social profiles. Yeah, paused. So now I can, this always happens, doesn't it? So here's where here, disabled, right there. So now I've just unpaused it. So it's on its way. So here's where I set up my queue schedule right here. So while I'm here, I'll just show you. This is just, I've got it scheduled for every 4 hours. You can have as many as you want. You can add as many as you want. You can do it every hour or 3 or 4 times a day. So if I'm doing 6 in 24-hour period, that's probably too much. I probably need to do it every 6 hours because I don't want to pound people over the head. I did in the beginning, but as we get going here, I'm probably going to back off to only 2 or 3 posts a day. And that's that. So now I'm going to come back over to my post queue. Click on Conversations with Dogs icon that I have set up, and these are ready to go. This is going to go at 8:30 p.m. This is going to go at 12:30 p.m. This is going to go at 4:30. Now let me show you how to load these. This is really simple and easy. If I go find content, and I've got them on my file, let's see, this is my Finder in Mac, and where's my Conversations with Dogs? Here it is. So now I just created a folder to post content, and these are things that have not been posted. So I'm just going to grab all of these like this, and notice I'm going to click on single post, drag and drop. Here it is. Drag this in there, and these are memes. These already have the text on them, so I don't have to add any text, but I could, if I wanted, just type text there as well. I've gone through and pulled these from Imgur and some from Reddit as well. And I can randomize the post order, and I can add to queue. Now it's loading those to my queue. I duplicated one. So I'll show you how to fix that. And finalizing the upload. Now it's loaded. If I go to my post queue, click on mine, and see I can have as many of these as I want. I can add MyNAMS out here. I can add, I've got half a dozen other niches that I'm working on that I can add out here as well. Now, let's see if I can go to the end, the last page, because I think that was the one that had, you see these are all loaded here. I had a duplicate down at the bottom. Well, I don't see it. I'll have to go back and find it a little bit later. So I'm going to come up here though and show you what else I can do with this. I want to shuffle the post. I don't know why I want to shuffle them, I just do. I'm going to shuffle the post, shuffle all posts, shuffle only queued posts, shuffle only scheduled posts. I'm going to shuffle all posts. Okay, so I've got a different order of all of these posts. All right, that's pretty much it. It's that simple. So you set up your social profiles. You can find content, you can use the photo editor, and you can schedule and post. Now, this is one of those tools that I love that does something really well and does that one thing. So this is really cool. All right, now let me go back to the presentation here real quickly.
Wait. We got a couple of questions.
Okay.
So what if you want to upload your own photos?
That's what I just did. Right? So let me show you. What I did was I went to my Finder. Now these are somebody else's pictures that I downloaded.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, sorry.
So if I go to these pictures, which are my memes that I created, I do the same thing. I would just grab those, drag them over, right?
And so you can go ahead. Could you upload a blank image that you had, let's say that you had gotten, off of like Deposit Photo, and edit it in the photo editor?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just trying to combine all of our questions at once on how you can do this.
The issue with Deposit Photo and Shutterstock and all those other guys out there is you have to be very careful about the license. The license for royalty free may be for your personal use for royalty free. If you create a meme and put it out on Facebook, it's no longer just royalty free, right? Because you've shared that with the world, who now can share that as well. I'd be really careful doing that.
Okay.
But if you go to something like Pixabay, you can grab pictures all day long.
Or if you've taken your own pictures.
Or if you've taken your own pictures.
Okay. Perfect. So hold on one second. I got a list of stuff here.
So while you're looking up stuff, I also want to say, what if you were into travel and you travel the world, or you travel your local within day trips, and you wanted to do a travel Facebook? I mean, you know how much I love travel. I've got a gazillion travel pictures. And I could actually do that easily. In fact, I've been trying to figure out what I was going to do on my travel pictures. I may end up with a new Facebook page very soon because travel market is huge.
Yep. So to answer Susan's question, Susan said, so you're not creating these on Imgur, you're just sharing ones that have already been created on their site. Correct. The whole goal of this for the purpose that we're using, and really the purpose of this, is to find content that is available without you having to do the work of creating your own. And so there are some that we do create on our own. And then, I'm sorry?
Not many.
Right. And then we go and find ones that already have, proven, because you can see the rankings on Imgur as well. And
So this is all about leverage. That's what we're doing here, is leverage. I mean, I've got 60 posts in here at 6 posts a day. That's 10 days, right? And I don't have to do anything else with it for 10 more days.
Right. So Kathy asked if you can use Postblazer for a client's Facebook page, or if you're the admin, if you are the admin on it.
Kathy asks Say it
Can you
again?
use Postblazer for a client's Facebook page if you're the admin?
Yes, you can. That's all it takes is to be admin.
Perfect.
Now think
Ted.
about that. That's a really good question because think about that. This can be a business for you.
Mhm.
If you can
Yeah,
go to, if you're managing other people's social media and you want to post for them and they've got their own content, you can come in here and create just a schedule for them. In fact, you could have a dozen different clients across the top here and have a dozen different scheduled posts for the scheduled queues for each of those clients.
Yep. So Ted asked, does this work in a niche where posts don't use photos?
Yes. So Ted is asking about something other than photos. So if you're just using links, you can put in a link here and you can type in anything and put a link in here. So sometimes we will do a post on our MyNAMS page, which
About our
is,
blog content.
yeah, about our blog content. And so we will put in a link here and just load it up. Uploading a file containing up to 1,000 links, select the CSV file. So you can bulk upload. That's something we haven't even tried, but there you go. You can upload videos if you want to upload multiple videos, or you can do single post. So you can enter text all day long. You can't manipulate the text, so you wouldn't be able to do like bold or anything else, but that's not on Facebook anyway. So, make sense?
Yep.
And CF, that does answer your question. Video posts right there. You just drop your videos in, and you get the same thing when you you can add your content in on top of that.
And Susan, it answers yours too. Yes, you can share a quiz because you can share a link.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So it's a really, really cool piece of software that will get you moving fast with your Facebook stuff. Now, what about other social profiles? Right now, the only ones that it works with are Facebook profile, Facebook page, Facebook group, and now Twitter as well. So if you've got a Twitter account, you can add that in there. You can post to Twitter as well. And we'll be doing that as well. I want to create a Conversations with Dogs Twitter account, get it out there. All right, Jen, anything else?
Nope, I think we've got all the questions answered.
Okay, so let me get back over here to the presentation just real quickly and walk through this. So as we said, the access to our private, I didn't say this, access to our private sharing Facebook group. We have something that we've created, which is a share for share Facebook group. Now I didn't know it, but share for share is kind of a terminology that this is so common among people who know about doing this, that it is a term used for people who look for share partners. So we've created our own share partner Facebook group, and Fletcher has agreed to be part of that. In fact, I'll tell you that part of the deal that I created in the beginning, where Fletcher gave me a couple of shares, was that I would create this group instead of him creating this group, and I would manage this group. So that was like this in service of. That's how I got 2 shares from him. So I created this group, and he's in there, and he does some sharing, and I do some sharing, and other people do sharing in there as well. So the way it works is you share a piece of content, and other people, and then you can put something up for other people to share. And so that's working. Let's see, you get access to that. Then we have this live training. Jen, you don't know this, but in August, I'm going to be redoing Implementing Big Ideas. 6 steps to implementing big ideas was the original. We're going to do version 2.0 of this. Jen's been after me a long time to re-record this, to actually record it. It was initially done as a report, and I'm going to record a video course on this, and I'm going to do that in August. And when we do this live, you're going to be invited to do that as part of this purchase. You'll be the only people invited live to do this for free. So there's that. And then we have this. So how much is all of this going to be? So this is what you're going to get in this bundle. It's the Post-Blazer video training, which is 197 bucks. Lifetime Post-Blazer app, which is 997 lifetime. This is actually being done for us because nobody else has access to this bundle. We put this bundle together specifically for us. Private share for share Facebook group, 97 bucks. Implementing big ideas, 197 bucks. Post Blazor setup training for your Facebook pages. This is a bonus, 27 bucks. So total value, $15.15. For the next 3 days, Fletcher's letting us give this to you for this. When you go to the page, you're going to see 197. 197 at nams.ws/post Blazor bundle. You can get this software lifetime access for that. That to me, and it's, by the way, it is SaaS, so it's not on your website or anything. So you just go there and do what, like I just showed you. So you don't have to worry about anything with this. It works. He responds quickly to any suggestions or bugs, and it's a really clean little piece of software. You get all the training. The training itself is worth this amount of money. I guarantee you. You won't look at Facebook again the same way. So jump on this right now, nams.ws/post Blazor bundle. Now, I assume you got that link in there, Jen.
I did. So
Now,
I've got oh, go ahead.
It's a 30-day money-back guarantee on this, by the way. So I just want to make sure you understand that 30-day money-back guarantee on this, and you get it. You get to use it for 30 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back easily. And like I said, this is exclusive to us. He did this specifically for us. He's not selling this to anyone else. This is the only place you can get this bundle. So I'm pretty excited about that. It absolutely shows that Fletcher and we are in this one for the long haul. And I think we've been talking about this for 6 weeks now and really love what it's doing for us. So make sure you get this at nams.ws/post Blazor bundle. So, Jen, what else?
Okay, so I got a couple other questions here. So first off, Eileen asked, so besides entertaining, how do you use this for business? So for us, for what we've showed you for our conversations with dogs page, it's twofold. There are two pieces to this. There is training so that you can build big lists and big audiences that are responsive and engage with your content. That is where the money side of this is. That is where, like we were telling you earlier, after posting a piece of content to an affiliate product on our Conversations with Dogs page, within an hour, the product vendor came back to us and said, oh, we're going to raise your commission rates because of the amount of traffic that you're already bringing over here to our products. So there's that side of it. But then the software side of it is so that you can have content that you're posting automatically. And it doesn't have to be all silly content. It has to be engaging content. So based on what your niche is and what the people in your niche would find engaging, that's the kind of content that you would be posting.
That's right.
Do you want to add to that?
No, it's absolutely true. I mean, the whole point of this is all about engagement and entertaining people. Really, it's this is something I do every morning, and it's I'll just tell you what my morning routine is, and it's a little weird, but it's what I do. Every morning I get up, have my coffee, get my coffee first thing, go sit in my chair in the morning. I pick up my little devotional book. I read the devotional in the morning. And then after that, I flip through Facebook videos and Facebook timeline to see what I can find that's funny, because I like to start the day with a laugh. If I can start laughing with a real laugh in the morning, my day goes better. And Jennifer can tell when I need to laugh a little bit more because, I get called out on not being such a nice guy. So it's really important that we entertain and then we engage. And I go back to the same places over and over. And sometimes it's inspirational. It's not necessarily laughter. I think this morning I watched a Fred Rogers video in Congress. He's actually, he basically saved PBS. And it was a 6-minute video, and I thought it was absolutely inspirational, his testimony to Congress. And so I shared that on Facebook. And that's what we want, is for you to share engaging content that people attach to your name. So I'm not into doing all the political stuff, or you could even do that though with this if you wanted. You could post controversial stuff over and over as well if you had a page for that.
Yeah, and
It's
the
up to you.
point, yeah, and Frank asked, he said he still is confused about how you make money. And the thing is that when you are building engaging content and people are coming back to your Facebook page over and over and over again, every time you post a piece of content, because they want to know what it is that you're saying, when you slide, and I don't mean slide like in a sneaky way, we've only put 3 affiliate links on this content so far. I mean, I'm on this Facebook page so far, because we are not trying to make this where it's just link, to products. But when you have got people so engaged in your content and they're interested in what you're saying, there's a reason why we got a 10% bump in our affiliate commissions with a single vendor in 1 hour, because of the engagement that we built on this page. I posted the link. Within an hour, we'd had so many clicks that that vendor was reaching out to us and saying, okay, we're going to give you higher commission.
So Frank, I want to address that question directly. So a lot of good info, but I'm still somewhat confused about how we make money. So we actually are doing the affiliate links too early on this page, I think. But the reason that I think it's okay that we're doing the affiliate links on this page now is because it's useful information that we are posting. And it is basically information of a service orientation. So for example, Jennifer's dog socks with rubber soles it got a lot of really good engagement on that affiliate post, because people were like, oh, my dog needs this. So it was content,
and it was real.
really good, and it was real. And so you can do that. Now, when you get 10, 15, 20,000, and in Fletcher's case, 3.5 million on one of his pages, well, I'll tell you, one of his pages is a cat page. It's I forget the name of the page, but it's all about cats. And Fletcher saw a funny roller pin on Amazon. Now, Amazon commissions are never going to be more than 10%. And he just took the Amazon product with his Amazon affiliate link, posted this cat roller, which created cookies with little cat images on the cookies, and put this on his Facebook page and made $500 that day because of the affiliate link to Amazon. So what you're doing is you're getting and this is the reason this is so great, is because no matter what you're doing online, this is what you got to do. If you're writing very serious material for your website, it's got to be engaging. This is practice for being engaging. You've got to figure out how to be engaging with people so that when you tell them or you show them an informational piece that has an affiliate link in it, it's just that they are getting more engaging information. That's all. And you're making money. So that's how that works. Are we okay?
Yep. So I think we've got everybody's questions here answered. So the one thing that I want to make sure everybody knows, I don't even know if I think you had it on the slide before this, is that Fletcher is only going to keep this link live for until Friday at midnight. So after that, it's going to be up to its regular price of $4.97. So definitely make sure that you go over and grab that, and I'll put the link in there again for you if you need it. And we'll get the replay out. And to answer Frank, no, you don't become you would have to create affiliate links for products in your niche that you wanted to promote. You do not become an affiliate for any of these products that Fletcher sells.
Or you can have your own products that you're putting up there as well. So
right.
Susan, we need to reach out to you individually and talk about your question about June. So we can do that. Okay, Jen, anything else?
Nope, I think we've got all the questions answered. And if anybody has any other questions, we'll get the replay out and you can just hit reply on the replay and shoot it right over to us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, I would love to hear from you in the chat box, whether it was helpful or not. I think we covered a lot of good material on niche marketing. And I hope you see that I actually did what we were talking about here with Facebook. I think that we've provided you some great information that happens to have a product at the end of it. So that's our goal. This is Postblazer is a really, really good tool, and that's why we did this. So thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.